We all are very fascinated when we know about new things like 3D printing. 3D printing is becoming a next big thing in the world, and especially in India. We have seen a lot of innovative business models around this technology. We have seen people bringing 3D prints into gifts and personalized items. We have also seen industrial applications of 3D printing being converted into personalized application, as well as some uh, domestic applications. We will see in the due course that 3D printing is going to be a household name, and that's what 3D culture is doing a bit in this space. Talking about 3D printing, I have a special guest for us today, Nikhil Jain. He's the founder of Art Galore. Nikhil, you have been working in this
Uh,
industry. Hello, Nikhil. You have been working in this industry for quite few time. You have been working with corporates before this, but
mhm,
you suddenly you get an idea and you started your own thing in
mhm,
this space. You are leveraging 3D printing to its very good potential,
mhm,
and it's really nice to have you on this video series. The title for this, which is my experiences with 3D printing. I know
mhm,
you are doing much more than 3D printing. You are doing some tweaks in 3D printers and doing actually laser cutting the
mhm,
acrylic and doing some other stuff as well. We'll get to know about it. But first of all, welcome, Nikhil. Very warm welcome to this series.
mhm.
And yeah.
Thank you so much, Modit, for the very warm welcome. I'm so excited to be talking about 3D printing right now. So, for the audience and for you as well, I'll just give a quick brief about what we are trying to do and what Art Galore is all about. Right. So, we are typically we are a e-commerce startup which is in a direct to consumer space. We are into personalized gifts, so it is all about capturing those little moments and having it framed in some or the other way, uh, basically which can be utilized as a gift. You can have it as a home decor item. You can probably gift it to your father, mother, sister. You can send it to your friends. You can send it to your girlfriend, right? So all of those kind of things. So that is a niche which I found really fascinating, I guess, a year back. And that's when it hit that there are not a lot of major players in the market who are actually delivering good quality products. Because it's not like a typical e-commerce scenario. In a typical e-commerce scenario, you can buy inventory in bulk, store it, market it, and as and when you get order, you keep shipping it. But when we talk about personalization of things, each and every single order has to be customized as the need of the customer. And in some cases, we also need to basically get the verification done for the design part. So operationally, to say it is a very challenging business to do. You at all times has to be on your toes, uh, listening to customers and what their needs are. And I'm right now sitting out of one of my workshop which I have built over a period of last 6 7 months. So all of the things which you are seeing right here, all of these are 3D printers. One which is already running up here is printing a personalized moon lamp. So
Wow.
probably we will talk more about it. And so all around it, you are
So
seeing.
I think you have many 3D printers working here. I'm not able to count. I lost the count while you were moving the screen.
Right, so in this room, there are approximately 20 of them, and there are 15 other in the next room. So there are approximately 35 printers that we have, and primarily we use these 3D printers to manufacture moon lamp. So moon
Hmm.
lamp is a basically it's a home decor sort of an item wherein a circuit get installed within the lamp, and your image looks like it is glowing and it is on the moon. So,
Hmm.
and we have a very popular tagline, "Love you to the moon and back."
Wow,
So, so this is
very nice.
something which is being loved by a lot of our customers, and this has been there since the start. So that theme of moon and love you to the moon and back is something which has been keep continuing. Though, if you say so, we can customize it to anything else. as
Mhm.
well. But broadly, most of the people, so we have that tagline as a default on the website. So most of the people love it and they sort of pick it and get away with it. So on one side, you have the picture, and on the other side, you can also write a text or something which you want to put it on the lamp.
So you use the full sphere of the moon. and
Right,
and
right.
as you rightly said, you are capturing small moments from people's lives and
Mhm.
converting those moments into long term memories with having
Correct, correct.
actually a thing to touch and feel.
Mhm.
And using 3D printing technology to create a lamp, I think at least
Mhm.
I have not thought of, maybe 2 months, just in last 2 months.
Mhm.
I got introduced to concept of moon lamp and 3D
Mhm.
printed lithophanes
Mhm.
hardly a month back. So it's really something which is picking up space, and I think you are in the right space. And personalization, as you said, the business is challenging and you're
Mhm.
always on toes. You
Mhm.
rightly said, but I think you are connecting to people's lives in a
Mhm.
much more prudent way than
Mhm.
any other e-commerce organization would do.
Thank
So
you
kudos
so
to
much.
you and the work you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Uh, Talking about 3D printing, if you would like to start, or would you like to give a quick introduction, how you got introduced to 3D printing and what was your first experience with it?
Right. So, to be very honest, when I started this company back in July 2020, or probably in the end of July 2020, so I started looking around, and I got the product market fit. I've been able to got a few initial customers who are loving this product. The moment when we try to scale, all the because this is a customized product and all the vendors will have a limited supply for it, right?
Mhm.
So most of the vendors that we had, they said that we cannot take any more orders. This is our capacity, and if you wish to have us basically make more orders, you have to wait for at least a month, and that is how it is going to be, right? And when we actually went into the market and started looking for more and more people who can actually fulfill the need and demand of the customers and the volume of the order that we are wishing to fulfill, it is becoming extremely difficult to find those folks. So I got introduced actually by the way of a need. So there wasn't a thought in the mind that I'm going to start doing manufacturing and having a workshop and managing all of those things. So that wasn't the thought process in the initial stages. But when I actually, like I said, when I actually went to the market and tried to look for those folks are very difficult to find.
Mhm.
And there is other aspects as well because 3D printing is slightly hard. Sort of, you have to be continuously engaged with it, right? So quality is something which was becoming a challenge. So when you are dealing with a vendor, it is slightly difficult to control the quality of the prints that you are getting. So
Mhm.
at that point in time, we probably thought that maybe why don't we buy a couple of them, a couple of 3D printers, and try to do a pilot project and try to see if something is coming out of it. So we did buy a couple of 3D printers and understood the entire process it from the installation part of it and how do you get your first print right, which is extremely challenging. So you can take experiences from the people who would have bought a 3D printer for the first time and how did they go about it. So it might be very challenging, but yeah, if you keep consistently keep focusing upon it, keep following the resources that they have provided, keep looking at the resources which are available on the internet, it is not also very hard. So it is hard.
Obviously.
So moderately, it is moderately placed. If you are putting in some amount of time, you would be able to do it. But yeah, all in all, it's not very easy to get started with it. You have to be thorough with your research to begin with.
So did you get your first print right at the first attempt?
That's a very difficult scenario. So actually, what has happened is my brother is also involved in this, and when we decided to sort of buy a couple of 3D printers, we ordered it, and it came probably a month, probably 15-20 days after we placed the order, and I was out of town after that for a month, and my brother started looking into it, and I also joined after a month. So there was couple of elements which were very challenging to get the bed labeling right, and how do you install it very properly. So even if the all the manuals and everything are there, and it is it's just a matter of time, I would say. If you are lucky enough, you can get in touch with folks who are already doing it. But for us, we couldn't really got someone who can handle us, so we have to did everything by ourselves. But
Mhm.
it is always better to get in touch with folks who are already doing it. And in the same lines, it's a very nice initiative that you have started in the name of 3D culture, which will help a lot of budding engineers and entrepreneurs and anyone who wants to get started with 3D printing. Uh, yeah.
Nice. So, what was your 3D first 3D print? Was it a moon lamp, or you started with a simple thing? I know you're a guy who takes challenges. So,
Correct. So
what was the first challenge?
there were a couple of sample files which were there. So
Uh-huh.
we probably thought, because 3D moon lamp is a slightly difficult design to make,
Yeah.
and it fails a lot. So for example, I am putting 10 printers on print. I know for sure that at least two or one of them is not going to be completed. It is still the case. So you
Mhm.
have to be very patientful with it. You have to keep, and every new day is a new challenge. Every new day, you will come across things that you haven't really come across before, and every day is a learning. So for us, I think there were some sample files which were provided. So we thought of, there were some cats and dogs models as well. There's a website called Thingiverse. So
Uh-huh.
also we were not very familiar with the design. So it was not like that we are CAD designers or 3D modelers who
Mhm.
knows how to create a 3D model and we just have to print it. So that was also something which was new to us. So we downloaded couple of online made 3D designs from the internet, and we tried to get those right before jumping to the end product.
Wow. And so you pointed out the right thing, that obviously no one is a CAD designer from the start. So,
Correct.
and you are doing this moon lamp, which you are yourself saying is a very difficult thing. So, how does that? Have you like built that competency in your team over the time, or or you are also getting that available over the internet?
So both the things, I would say, there are some resources which are available over the internet as well. But if you really want to modify it, let's say if you want to put up your branding in the base or at the bottom of the lamp, this is really something wherein you would need to have designing capabilities, designing competence. So it's a combination of two. We have built up designing competency as well as always we always look forward to if there is a easy way out to do things. So there are, if for example, and Thingiverse is one of them. For example, if you're not sure of how does that software work, I do not even know how to use Photoshop, let even be 3D related objects. So uh, there are a lot of online resources available as well, which can help you to get started.
Yep. That's really nice, and I'm sure we will also put those online resources in the video links for the viewers to have a reference after this once the video is uploaded. But very, I mean, it gives a confidence to the budding entrepreneurs or people who are trying to enter the 3D printing world, because you yourself are talking about your 1 year experience. And when we are talking about your journey, it started with a need of 3D printing because there is gap at supply side and demand is
Mhm,
huge. So
mhm,
obviously, people who are
mhm,
listening, 3D printing is definitely going to
mhm,
stay.
mhm,
And obviously, as you said, the challenges in 3D printing, some bed leveling or something like that. So
mhm,
obviously, we will be able to also provide the resources, online
mhm,
as well as offline, to
mhm.
help us out, and obviously leverage your experience,
Yeah.
and your team's experience. Definitely, that's a gold mine for anybody who's starting afresh.
Mhm,
uh, Talking about the opportunities or the future vision, how do you see 3D printing,
mhm,
respective to your business and respective to
mhm,
the industry, as a
mhm.
whole?
Right. So, if we look at towards the west, if we compare a lot of developing nations like US, Canada, UK, we are at least 5, 6 years behind, and all of these things are really something. So they are really being able to use 3D printing to even build houses.
Hmm.
Right. So there are cases wherein the entire house is getting 3D printed,
Oh,
and you
I
can
think we had the first 3D printed house built in India in the month of April or May this year.
correct, correct, correct. So, in terms of the timeline, it is already happening in the West,
Hmm.
and it has been very, very successful there. So, considering to all the industries and 3D printing will, I'm sure, will follow the same trajectory. So, it's going to be a very, very big opportunity coming down the line, and it is currently also a very big opportunity.
I mean, what challenges you see, or sorry, what opportunities you see you're going to make use of 3D printing? Like you said, I mean, some
Mhm.
laser cutting you're doing with using 3D printing. I mean, 3D printer
Correct.
is nothing but a robotic arm. So you
Correct.
uh, change some make some tweaks, and
So
you get that
basically,
thing different.
what it is, there are three axes: x axis, y axis, z axis. So if you remove the z axis, it's just the arm which is moving up. If you attach the arm which is there, so from a particular element, a filament is coming out, which is being placed and which is making that model. So if you
Mm.
remove the z axis and if you change that arm with a laser module, so it's become a laser cutting device, laser cutting printer, something of that sort. So that is one more application. Talking about of my domain, there are a lot many applications which are coming up. So there is lithophane, a picture that you can make. Moon is obviously a best-selling product which we are selling. There are miniatures, 3D miniatures. So get a mini version of yourself.
Yeah, that's a really cool
Right.
thing.
That's right, but it is slightly hard to make. It's a five-step process.
Uh-huh.
First of all, the design is slightly difficult because it has to resemble with you. If I'm making a design of you, you have provided with me an image. We have to first of all prepare the design of it, and it should resemble with your image, something like that. Then we 3D print it. After the 3D printing, there's a chemical process for smoothing of it. And after that, it is hand painted. Right. So a 3D miniature is one such other application which I could think of right now. And I'm sure there are nameplates as well which are being printed out of 3D printing. There is a flip name. There is a so it's a illusion type of a thing wherein a lot of couples get it made. So on one side there is husband's name, on the other side there is wife's name. So it's like a illusion. It's the same plate. So, similar to that, there is a lot to explore, I would say. And these are some of the products which are in my mind, which I'll be working upon in the coming future.
Really nice to know, and I'm sure you have many more things to coming into your pipeline of products. I'm not going to ask your business secrets, but it's definitely good to know miniatures and all those things. Uh,
Mhm.
I also visited your website, and you had many happy customers. I really read the reviews, and one
Correct.
thing you started with, that since uh, from vendors you were getting a low quality product or suboptimal quality product, plus the timeline was very high, and that brings the perfect business sense that customer should not be at a loss.
Mhm.
And so, what's your mantra for happy customers? If I ask you from the business point of view, just apart from service delivery and service quality, uh, happy customers means, because you are creating moments into memories, so
Mhm.
it's like something you are touching their lives in a
Mhm.
different way.
Correct. So because a lot of people what they order basically they order it as a gift, right? So a lot of orders that we receive, those are gifts.
Yeah,
So those really have emotions attached to it, right? So what we are trying to do is to provide a lot of customization options to the customers which are easy to customize. They can understand just by visiting the web page, and get those details from the customers about those small nitty gritties of the product. That is one particular thing which sets us apart. Apart from that, we are really trying hard to sort of deliver a particular product on a particular date. So that is really something which is a
it's
great
really cool.
USP for a brand in the gifting space. It is extremely hard to achieve, I would say,
Yes.
but yeah, we are working towards it. And other than that, if from the point of view of customer, always listen to your customers because from there itself you can get to know what they are suffering and what they are actually looking for, and you can even come up with ideas and product ideas that can be done. You can discuss with your team and decide that hey, a lot of customers are doing this. So even today myself, I sit on 1 2 hours for customer support every day. I talk to customers, I listen to them, and I try to understand what's their point of view about a particular product, right? So, to answer your question, listen to your customers, have it designed in the way that they want it to be. They would want to put up a date as well somewhere. So, listen to those needs. You might face some issue in the supply process operation point of view. It might be slightly cumbersome for you, but it is a product which has emotions attached to it for them.
Exactly.
So I think these are the 2 3 pointers that I would like to point out as a from a customer point of view.
Really nice words. ah Talking about Indian industry, 3D printing, I mean, most of us know about FDM.
Mhm.
Do you see any applications of SLS or SLA printers as well, resin printers, into this customized gifting space, or that is not yet there because the economies are not right? What's your view?
Correct. So even if I talk about the same product, which is a 3D miniature, if you resin print it, the cost goes high exponentially. So one product will cost you for 25,000, 30,000,
Ah,
right? And it is extremely hard to find customers who can really invest that much amount for a 3D model or something. So obviously it can be done, but the market is slightly immature for those kind of things. So and in the area of resin printing, that's the major drawback. It might be very good for people who are basically doing prototyping. Let's say
mhm.
some big automobile brand wants to come up with a design and prototype it. So they need a finished print. They need a very
Yes,
print that
detailed
has
print. Yes,
detailed printing. So in those areas, resin printing can be really better. But as far as gifting related aspects are concerned, I see FDM has better application just because of the cost attached to it. Because
and how? What's the? I mean, what's the quantum of difference in the quality.
Mm-hmm.
As you said, the miniatures which you
Mm-hmm.
create, they go
Mm-hmm.
a five-step process. So
Correct.
after printing, you do a chemical application to smoothen the surface. I think
Mm-hmm.
that finished product is almost equivalent to what a resin printer will do at a
Correct.
much lower cost. So why to go with that?
No, no, no. So that is not the case. Even if
Uh-huh.
you do a lot of manual work in it, it is still cheaper. So, for example, if you 3D print it, you are using a normal filament which is up there, then you are applying it to some chemical, and then you are hand painting it. So, this is the process which we follow through FDM. If you talk about resin printing and color printers, right? So, first of all, there are not a lot of companies which are available in the market, and specifically in India I tried to did the research and tried to got across the industry if there are people who are offering 3D printers which can provide output, colored output basically. So those printer cost range in upwards of 30 lakhs, 35 lakhs, right? The material which is utilized on those printers is really really expensive.
Yes.
So that is what it makes it non-feasible for us
No,
to sort of
obviously. I mean, I was saying yes. After, I mean, even with the five-step process, the FDM product is still
still
cheaper
cheaper.
and
Correct.
almost the same look and feel and like because you've already smoothened the surface.
Because it is a very big challenge for me, so I'm very sure that I did a lot of research in the area. So, for example, if you place a order for a miniature on the website today, it's going to get delivered to you after 30 days. And it comes out as a disappointment for a lot of our customers because in this age, nobody wants to wait for a duration of 30 days for to get a product delivered. People wanted to deliver the next day, right? So if you do the if you use a resin printer or a color printer to process the same, you will be able to get the output within 3 4 days, right? So you are able to reduce the time, but
Yeah.
the price goes up like anything. So it that makes it unfeasible, non-feasible.
Yep. I agree to your point, and yes, uh, in personalized gifting, your space, obviously this thing makes sense having FDM printers.
Mm-hmm.
And if I ask you a business question, uh,
Mm-hmm.
what's the best printer for someone who's starting off? If you would like to
Mm-hmm.
give any advice or
Mm-hmm.
any suggestions to someone who's starting.
So I would say do not go for a fully assembled printer because that way you wouldn't actually get to know what is actually happening inside. So it might
That's an
be
engineer's mind saying, I'm telling you, that's an engineer's mind.
correct, correct. So
Really nice.
because it might come out very easy for you to get the print right because it is already assembled, right? You do not
Yep.
really have to do anything. So pick up a 3D printer which is a DIY printer wherein all the parts are disassembled and you have to assemble it all together. So then you will actually get to know that this is the element, this is working in this fashion, this is the role of this element. So I would suggest to utilize a DIY printer or use a DIY printer. There are a lot of them available on Amazon. There are 3 4 brands which are available. And one more advantage of using a DIY printer instead of assembled printer, because it is not assembled, so it is slightly cheaper, right? So it will for someone who is, I can understand because when I was starting off and you are not sure of something, you would want to put your money smartly and you would not want to just go all in and put up all of your investments up there. You would
Yeah.
want to first get a taste of it and then only go all in, right? So there are a lot of printers available in the range of 25 to 15 to 30,000 in the range. So you can pick any one of them. Just make sure that you are picking up something which is a DIY printer, which has online resources available because it might happen at times that you do not have anybody to ask questions to. So it is
Yeah.
always better to look for a product which has a well-written documentation, well-written product videos, and a lot of people who are, let's say, already using it in the industry. So if people are already using it in the industry, they might have come across the same problem that you would be facing, right? So you might be able to come across those YouTube videos, a lot of articles. So for us, the printers that we use are from Creality. It's a Chinese company. They have very good amount of business in West as well. So though it is not very popular in India, this type of product, this type of 3D printer, but yeah, documentation is something which is available in ample amount. So even if you do not know about it, you can just basically go to internet and find the resources. And
Yeah.
the main problem which happens is finding support. Let's say you bought a printer which does not have a documentation or a lot of resources available online, and if you are facing a specific issue,
Mm-hmm.
so it might sort of frustrate you or put you on the back seat to think कि ये क्यों ही ले लिया. So to avoid all of those scenarios, pick the one which is already popular so that if you face some problem, there are support available for it.
Yeah, and that's a good thought to start
Mhm.
small, take baby steps, and then
Mhm.
maybe when you mature,
And do
you
not
invest.
expect your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, even I would say fifth print to be correct. It might take days for you to get the first print right.
And that comes the question for hobbies. So people who want to try a printer for hobby,
Correct.
obviously doing this DIY printer makes perfect sense. One, on the money wise, you spend less, and you are
Mhm.
it's not for you to do a
Mhm.
business or start something with. So
Mhm.
obviously,
Mhm.
and obviously, as you said, the brand which you talked about has a lot of online resources. So that's the best bet, I think,
Mhm.
for someone who's looking for
Mhm.
just a hobby into 3D printing.
Mhm. So I
Uh,
would say, yeah,
mhm.
so I would say it's a very, very good product for kids who are probably in the seventh standard, eighth standard. They are very curious at that point in time. And this is really a product they can actually see that this is the design, this is what it is being made. And I'm sure folks of today's generation are much smarter, so they will be able to figure out things on their own, and it will inculcate a engineering mind in them that that is how things are being made. So I see it is a extremely well product in the for kids who are, let's say, in the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th standard. And even a lot of schools, very few of them also started keeping 3D printers in their workshops in schools. Colleges are it's already happening, but some schools also started adopting it.
Yeah, yeah. So yes, really. I mean, in a lot of educational institutes, 3D printing workshops and 3D printing seminars are going on. I personally know a person. I personally took a 3D printing workshop, and
So
that
that's
guy
it.
goes to numerous institutes, taking along his printer, which he has built
Correct.
himself. So we have people in India who are building 3D printers. So really nice to look at. Uh, I think I would like to ask one last question to you, and that's a
Mhm.
simple one. Any message, Nikhil, from your side
Mhm.
for someone who is using a 3D printer for first time?
Patience is the key.
Patience is the key. Could you and
Because,
taking your experience? Yeah,
because like I
please.
said, do not expect your first printer to go fine. And it is not like if you have, let's say, if you have made some 5, 6, 10 odd printers, 10 odd prints to come fine, do not expect the 11 to come fine. It is always going to be some maintenance and some effort that you have to put in, because it is a slightly sort of to say slightly not unstable, but it does require manual intervention, and you would, and every print would be different, because even if the design is same, every print will be slightly different. It will not be that. So it's like a fingerprint. Everyone's fingerprint is
Yeah,
different, right?
yeah,
So similarly, for the same design, every print might be you might not be able to see a measurable difference, but if you keep both the things side by side, you will be able to see that. oh, this has slightly shade towards of this and this has slightly shade towards of that. So I would say patience is the key. You would have to always keep in mind that thousands of people are already doing it. So why can't I do it? And you just have to keep believing in that and keep looking for the resources. And it is not rocket science to say, right?
Yeah.
So do not get frustrated if your couple of prints got wasted, some material got wasted. It is okay. It is a learning process. You have to take one step at a time and keep building on top of it. And even if you talk to someone who have been in the industry for last 10 years, they still say that that every new day is a learning. So, because there are very, very difficult problems that comes up, which you might not have faced before. So, yeah, to summing it up, patience is
Is the
something
key.
which is going to help.
Really nice talking to you, Nikhil, and we got really good insights for different perspectives into 3D printing challenges, opportunities, what lies in future, where is India placed in terms of global expansion, or in terms of global span of this technology,
Mhm.
and how to explore, how to start, and yes, in the end, patience is the key for anyone who's 3D printing. I'm sure definitely somebody who's looking for personalized gifts, 3D printed gifts, definitely would like to check your website artgalore.in. We will give the link in the video description. And obviously, for the resources somebody is looking for, we can get you connected to Nikhil for special consistency. I'm sure, Nikhil, we can talk about
Yeah,
it at a
yeah,
later point in time.
sure.
But
No,
thank you very, very much, Nikhil, for your time and have a
glad
good
to be a
day.
part of it. I see that it's a very nice initiative that you have started to provide. Like I said, there are not a lot of information and resources available online. So I feel that this is a very good initiative which has been started by you, and there's a long way to go. So congratulations on that. I'm sure a lot of budding entrepreneurs, engineers, kids, and everyone who is involved in the 3D printing area is going to be get benefited out of it. So glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Thank you, Nikhil.
Yes, bye bye.